Hi everybody, I'm Alexei Pazhitnov. 10 years ago, I invented a game called Tetris.
Great is not the word for Tetris. The right word for Tetris is perfect.
I'm at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. I stand in line, and there I play Tetris for the first time.
It's really the perfect game. Once you've played Tetris, like it's part of your DNA.
Then I go and play other games, and I find myself standing in line at the Tetris machine again, and I play again.
Perfectly implemented, perfectly balanced.
The fourth time I'm standing in this line, it's like, I'm really hooked on this game. I said, I'm going to go to the Soviet Union, and I'm not coming back till I have these rights. Tetris is for everybody, all genders, all ages.
The game transcends cultures, it transcends language, and there's a whole Tetris effect that happens. You start seeing Tetris pieces everywhere when you're packing a car or when you want to organize something.
Tetris, it's harmonically, everything comes together.
The thing that makes Tetris Tetris is the well and the pieces.
There's nothing associated with Tetris except geometry, which is universal.
It's no character, you don't have attitude to the pieces. They are all good. It allows you to concentrate on your activity.
It only is a game.
It's not a destructive game, it's a constructive game. You're basically building lines of blocks.
It's illusion, because what you generally do, you don't construct anything. As a matter of fact, you keep destroying the stuff you build.
I love documentation.
All you see is the garbage, your failures and mistakes.
You want to keep clearing lines.
You play and play and play to get rid of it, to get it lowered.
It really kind of speaks to the human need to want to create order out of chaos. Alexei figured it out, and that's why we're around 40 years later.
All my life is connected to Tetris. Every time when I design the game, I never satisfied, because I clearly see that this game won't be at the same level of Tetris.
The friendship that formed between Hank Rogers and Alexei Pajitnov really ultimately brought Tetris to the rest of the world. They're still best friends today.
I think our friendship goes deeper than Tetris.
They're both programmers, and they both have the love of games.
Basically, I just live with it for my whole life, and time to time strange stuff happened.
Play Tetris.
Play Tetris.
My friends.
Okay.
I was a regular schoolboy, and my mother was journalist in a cinema magazine. And when I got it, it was very fascinating. I fall in love with cinema that time. And my father was rather writer. He published several books on different writers and philosophers. So they was humanitarian and I'm kind of more technical person. Father feed me with lots of logical puzzles. He tried to teach me with the chess, but completely failed because he was a very good chess player and I never can beat him, so I'm very defensive in chess, so this is not good. There was some puzzles all the time around in the house, so that's what managed me to more mathematics in my career. In 8th grade, I entering to the special program for mathematics. Then I get to the high school, to Moscow Institute of Aviation, how it called, and I graduated as a programmer, mathematician researcher. There is a professor in United States, his name is Colomb, and he wrote the entire book about Polymino. How many different shapes you could build out of several squares, put them together. I love this book. It was translated and one of my favorite books on my mathematical bookshelf. So one square produced just one piece, that's it. Two square produced just one piece, which traditionally called domino. That's where mino came from. Trimino is just two pieces, the straight line and the ankle. Tetramino, we know it very well, but with the pentamino it starts to be interesting because there are exactly 12 different shapes you could make together with the 5 squares. So this pentamino set, I purchased it, I believe I was 14 or 15, and it was very simple stuff, but it was lots of enjoyment there. It is very creative stuff. So basically it's all 12 shapes which you could make out of 5 squares, W or C or X. This one called F somehow, it's not F, but look like F. Basically you could play with it, you want to build something. It's much more rich than jigsaw puzzle, because jigsaw puzzle you could put together just only one way, and this stuff are much more, give you much more diversity. Something like that. The activity very much remind you how you play Tetris, isn't it? I did some kind of tower or whatever. But then the moment starts that you get tired and try to put it back in the box. And that's where the puzzle starts. You feel that you're doing great and great, doing some progress, and all of a sudden you discover that you are very far from from the stuff to put it together. So we already don't have the piece for this item. Maybe here, that piece doesn't fit there as well. And then you start to kind of do some kind of panic movement, take away this stuff and put them together, and it didn't fit, and so on. 6 by 10 rectangle could be filled up. I calculated on my computer 14 million and some 300,000 something configuration. I don't remember exact number. And you could spend good half an hour before you finally got lucky and find the proper piece. I had several of them lying everywhere in my house. So once and twice a year, I found this box and enjoy it, and then put it back, and that's it. So, wow, I forget how to do this. So wasn't something really special and whatever for me. Ooh. Tutu! Got it. I was interested in computer and computer science. I did my diploma work and my kind of course for credit works in Computer Center of Academy of Science. And I love the people, and after I graduate, then I start working there. They place me on some project about the speech recognition. I found myself that I'm working mostly on the tool, to make a tool to get some kind of strange business system, which is also the tool, you know. It's hard to explain you now, but we don't have too much fun stuff going out of computer. It was mostly boring kind of lines of code and maybe some kind of very primitive images which are composed out of letters and symbols. That's all we have that time. And I ask myself, and how do I get the pleasure directly from the screen of computer? As soon as I was done with my planned work on speech recognition, for myself I start put together some small riddles and games and whatever. So. So what you see here is you could have impression of the Electronica 60, which I originally created Tetris. Very old and unreliable. So I think it's just for guests to watch it and admire. This is not authentical computer. It's a little bit later computer. It's a version of so-called Electronica 125. It looked very similarly to this one. It has this keyboard and kind of Russian placement of the keys. This is monitor. It just TV set. Which produces kind of lines and ASCII symbol, and that's it. Usually I played with the numeric keyboard. 7, 8, 9 is 7, 9 for left and right, and 8 for rotation. I didn't have a hard drop was the space bar. Left, rotate, left, drop. Right, rotate, rotate, okay. And then escape when I lost. I still play with my box of pentamines, and I'm wondering why nobody just play against each other with this stuff. And I thought that it would be very interesting to try to research it on the computer. I just started programming it. At that time we didn't have any graphics on the computer, so I realized that I could use the square bracket for the squares, and it looked pretty very much. Then I start doubting, so 12 shapes is very good for when you have all of them in front of you on the table. But if they coming all the time, it's too much to remember. And 7 is a magical number. We know that 7 is the size of operative memory. People could remember lots of phone numbers. I decided that I should downsize it. So tetramine is obvious instead of pentamines, and I were very very glad and very excited when I make this decision. And I feel that it's natural the piece to fall down because it's a gravity on this planet. I immediately start to put together some play field. I didn't feel that I need the entire screen. Too much movement. This play field was filled up practically in 1 minute, so I need to somehow deal with it. I realized that the full lines, all full lines, are kind of dead on the screen. Why don't I just take them away? And that was the last and very serious aha for Tetris game. The game immediately start to be really bright. I can't stop playing. I really appreciate the hard drops I did in the game. The only one drop I could do is a hard drop because my keyboard, it doesn't distinguish push and release moments. With all my wish I can't do any soft drop at this time, but hard drop was very important, and that determined the rhythm of the game.
Level of playing this game, as far as I remember.
What's the highest level on this? Is it 9?
9, but 9 is very kind of flashy. You have your eyes tired pretty soon. So.
Now, is level 9, is the reason you went up to 9 because you only wanted to use 1 digit space?
Yes.
Finally, my colleague found out that I doing something strange on the computer for a week or so. And I say, okay guys, okay, I will finish my programming and I will show you this stuff. And then I put a small title screen, record table, and put together and released the game. And it was like a wood fire. In 2 months, every Electronica 60 had this game on it. People say that my game is like a drinking vodka. The word glass was very kind of associated with the drinking, and we need it for vodka, of course. Then the people put the title Stakan. Stakan, which you used to drink vodka. But I insisted on Tetris all the time. And Tetris is very nice sound in Russian, at least. Tetramine is obvious object which we're dealing with in the game. So I decided it should be something kind of related to Tetris. It was a very popular game which lots of people enjoy on IBM PC called Xonix. Xonix, I like this X termination, but Tetris was too much copying from Xonix, so I put is. I think Tetris will be a little bit lighter and remind me of tennis, my favorite sport. And this is a good name. At some moment, people who work on IBM PC approached me and started pushing me to port it to PC. I didn't like very much PC that time. The colors were too funky, too bright, and kind of very unserious kind of stuff. I understand that this is enjoyment stuff for kids, but my mathematical kind of spirit, it's not something I really want to work on a lot, you know. And I had a perfect excuse. At that time, it was no common device between IBM PC and Electronica 60. Floppy disks had totally different format, so that was my excuse. I say, I don't want to type it again, forget it. One day, one of my friends from this PC department brought me the young schoolboy. He was 15 or whatever. He get the school practice in computer center for programming. Absolutely genius guy. His name was Vadim Gerasimov. He used to work for Google last time I've heard about it. I don't know where he is now. But this young wunderkind kind of was presented to me, and I say, well, basically I have this floppy disk with Tetris program in it in Pascal language. So if you could transfer it somehow, then we could do something with it on PC. He knew MS-DOS, the PC operating system of the time, very well. So he could do absolutely magical stuff there. He understood the file system, which is totally different. He make a physical reading of the disk. And in 4 or 5 days, less than a week, he invited me and showed me my Tetris game, exactly with those square bracket and stuff, working on PC. I was really surprised and amazed with this. For me, it might take maybe months or something of work, of studying, of trying and whatever. He did everything in record time. It was absolute miracle for me. If we find a small rectangle of ASCII table of the certain color, and we decide to make this normal 16 color text mode. And because it's PC, it's much more international, so it's immediately spread, and we start to get the evaluation from abroad as well. So everybody likes the game, and we feel good. Our secretary of the director of the human resource person came to me and say, we got the telex from you from England, come take it, and responded. And that was a Robert Stein proposal to license Tetris. He saw this this game in Shki. Shki is a Hungary Institute of Computer Science, probably. And he likes it, and he wants to license it, and he proposed about, I don't remember, either 15, either 10,000 pounds or dollars. I don't remember clearly either. But that amount I appreciated in kind of 3-4 computers, PC. IBM PC that time. The situation was very clear at this time. Not my computer center, even Academy of Science has no right to have any business deal with somebody outside of USSR. It was like from kindergarten, every Soviet person knows that for sure. I had no doubt and very serious and very simply answered him in a proper words that I am very glad to receive this telex. I like what you propose. I will find somebody who is authorized to make a deal with you. Later on, it shows that he considered my very polite reply on this as a authorization for him to get the license. That was absolutely shock for me later on. But that time I went with this telex to my deputy director, who was more authorized in the stuff. He said, okay, go ahead and find out if we could sell it and get couple computers in the computer center. That would be great. And then I start kind of my odyssey over those different agencies in Moscow.